Barbed wire. I got a cobra snake for a necktie. A brand new house along the roadside, and it's made out of rattlesnake hide. Got a brand new chin that baby built on top, and it's made out of human skull. Come on, take a little walk with me, baby, and tell me who do you love? Who do you love? Now around the town, they use a rattlesnake whip. Take it easy, baby, don't you give me no lip. Who do you love? Your love. I got a tombstone and a graveyard mine. I'm just 22 and I don't mind dying. Who do you love? Yeah, who do you love? Ah, who do you love? By my hand, she said, Lonesome George, you know, honest man, who do you love? The night was dark and the sky was blue. Down the alleyway, I swag and flew. Hit off bump and somebody scream. You should have heard just what I seen. Who do you love? Who do you love? Yeah, who do you love? Oh, who do you love? Graveyard man. Just 22, baby, I don't mind dying. Snakeskin shoes, baby, put them on your feet. Got the good time music with the boogie and the beat. Yeah, who do you love? Who do you love? I walk 47 miles of barbed wire. I got a cobra snake for a necktie. Brand new house along the roadside, and it's made out of rattlesnake hide. Got a brand new chin, the mama bit on top, and it's made out of human skull. Come on, take a little walk with me, child. Tell me who do you love? Yeah, who do you love? Who do you love?
Whip kick in your communist face with the steel to boot of freedom. It is post politics here on a Memorial Day, Monday night.
Yeah, dude, the Monday is kind of
thrown. I'm glad I fucking delivered that properly.
Yeah, no, I was actually really waiting on you to say Sunday, so that's all right.
We're here.
Fuck it, we're here. It's a day. Yeah. No, I mean, I was kind of. What's funny is like
this morning, like
the entire day feels like a Sunday to me because I have the show tonight.
Yeah. Yesterday felt more like a Saturday, and I took off Friday at work. I didn't go to work Friday, which is like this is the
Oh, so
first.
you're fucking 4-day week in it.
Well, this is like the
Or 4-day
first time
weekend.
weekending it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard to say actually.
But Lily had her consultation like, late morning for her tonsils getting taken out next week. So me and my ex-wife said she was going back to work, but I was like, nah, I ain't doing all that shit.
Yeah, fuck all that.
But she had her this week, so I met up with them to go do the doctor's consultation for the pre-op deal.
I got you.
For to get her tonsils taken out Friday, and then I just didn't go in to work after that. But I did come home and mow I got a lot of yard work done this weekend.
Nice.
Friday.
Yeah, dude, I did. Well, see, we actually, well, yeah, whatever. I'll do my other part first. Actually, all right. So Saturday I worked a little bit, and then Sunday I got to go to my daughter's softball game, and it was awesome because she wasn't sure if I was gonna be there or not because I was gonna go Saturday, but I had to work some, so I couldn't.
Right.
So it was cool because we showed up like just as the first inning started, so she was already out on the field. She didn't get to see me like walk up, so it
Right.
was like she's out there playing and looks over, and I was sitting there, and she's like, you see her out in the field, like, hey, hi, and you're like, hey, what's up, so
You're
it's
like,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, like pay attention. No, then so it was actually pretty cool. She got a run for her first hit. Her first hit was like over second base, like perfect, like nice hit. Got a run in and everything. Yeah, dude. And then it sucked because her next one she gets up there and dude pop fly to third base out and
Man.
yeah. And so I was like, hey, sweetheart, it happens, But you can see her with her head down walking off, like fuck.
Right.
And she's like, she's
Baseball,
about
like,
softball now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, baseball and softball, like just the sport itself is really sort of a kind of thing that just has to get like chalked up to circumstance and not necessarily
Oh yeah, dude.
Ability.
Yeah, no, there's definitely certain times where I mean, and
It's
especially because yeah, I
control.
mean,
You can swing as hard as you want. You can run as fast as you want. It's just not going to happen.
yeah, sometimes you're just gonna get screwed. Yeah,
Right. It's not like oh well, I didn't. There's a pocket open and I didn't run through it. I could have got 25 yards on that play, but yeah.
I just missed that pocket. Yeah, it's one of those deals, man. It was awesome though.
Yeah. Instead.
And my ex was like, cold as shit to me, even though we had, dude, it's so weird, man. It's strange to me that like somebody can be cold towards children too, because like my stepdaughters are there too, right?
Yeah.
And like she
all you guys showed up.
Yeah, dude. And so it's like my stepdaughters, me, Sam, and we're all there. And like, nah, dude, like it's funny because like she like won't even like the girls are even trying to be like hi to because it's Abby's mom, like, and they love Abby, so it's like, and she still even then like won't talk to them. You know what I mean? And it's like wow,
That's
like,
fucked up to do to kids.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
somebody like your ex-wife who deals with kids should probably
should know that.
know better than fucking most people. But
yeah.
Well, let's I guess we both got a little bit to get into with that. I do look. I don't want to read articles tonight, but I do have some news topics that will definitely spring good conversation tonight. I've kind of been holding on to as well. Like, if we run into a snag on the Friday night Super Show, I might bring up something that would normally be reserved for us, but I didn't do that. By the way, tonight, Memorial Day, we have Stanhope. Some troops are assholes.
Yes.
Is the name of it.
So good.
And I told them that because we did like a 3-hour show on Friday night with these guys, but
3-hour tour.
Get Big Fam, who is basically for lack of a better term, very talented people, but they're Diesel Automatics, junior mafia, if you will.
Okay, all right.
Good stuff. Listen to a lot of their stuff. You can go to getbigon'em.com, I think is the name. Getbigon'em.com, .net, .org. Try them all, but I'm pretty sure it's the .com. They're giving away this whole mixtape for free. Diesel automatics on a lot of the tracks, but
right.
even ones that he's not on, it's a whole crew of folks. You know what I mean?
Nice. All right.
And it's good stuff. So I've got some of that.
mean, hell, dude, if you want to hear good stuff, you got to go to like that's the kind of the way you have to go. It's through like this guy's personal website is gonna have, you know what I mean?
It's weird, these weird channels that brings like very good music that's out there that just doesn't get the hype that it deserves. You know what I mean? But it's good stuff. So we'll play some of that tonight too, and all of the rest. So for the time being, I guess we'll start off how we usually do and hash out some of this stuff because it seems to be an interesting enough conversation to be had. And I want to offer you a little bit of hope in your current situation, but you got to. Well, we'll get into it on the back end. So we'll hit the intro. We'll be back into everybody. Stay tuned. Memorial Day exhibit of post politics going on right here, right now. Friends and your grandmother and your retarded uncles and all them shits, and get them on.
Cross-eyed cousins and shit.
Yeah. So. Call your inbred family members and tell them that this is the show for them. So,
there you go.
We'll be back in two, everybody. Stay tuned. More post politics.
And the sad part is that most people seem to have been indoctrinated to believe that bullshit only comes from certain places, certain sources. Advertising, politics, salesmen, not true. Bullshit is everywhere.
The NWO Fighter, the show that gets America its balls back.
And you've got to put your bodies upon the gears and upon the wheels, by all the apparatus, and you've got to make it stop. And you've got to indicate to the people who run it, to the people who own it, that unless you're free, the machine will be prevented from working at all.
I don't want to put a violent connotation on it, but this is a war zone. I'm talking about my life and yours.
If you're not on some government list by now, you're doing something wrong.
After 8 years of lies and hypocrisy, people up this guy. Leads me to a very disturbing question. How far up your ass does this guy's dick have to be before you realize he's fucking you?
It's good for kids, too.
I mean, you're born absolutely free except for the laws of nature. If you drink, you get drunk. That's a law. If you get old, you die. That's a law, too. If you sit on a tack, you will bleed from the ass. These are the only laws that you're born with, and any government just fucks you out of that type of freedom.
If you're not involved by now, you are just as much at fault as our oppressors.
I was terrified when my doctor told me that I had a unique and interesting personality trait.
It's post-politics with Trip Q.
All right, everybody. Back at it. You know what time it is.
Woo!
Post politics Monday night Memorial Day edition, which I don't think that we've done before. So hey, got something every day.
It's a first.
But we started off talking about, like, oddly enough, same stuff, probably in the opposite fashion. And I'll say this. I'll put this out there. For when I was going through a rough time with my ex-wife, you were there kind of going, like, that.
Yeah, mine was a little bit better.
With your ex-wife.
Yeah.
About the as far as, like, the kid situation.
Mm-hmm.
And
honestly, she became friends with my ex's fucking mother, and it all just went downhill from there. Really, is what happened. Yeah, that was it. It dropped quickly right there. And actually, like, I don't know that we've actually had this conversation real quick. We won't go too far into it, but they actually, before court, right, when we had that whole deal going down.
Yeah. We talked about it.
For my ex to go in and for my ex's mother to get guardianship. When they went to go do that, my ex-wife had said to me and to my best friend, had said, like, no, dude, hey, look, there's, he wasn't a good husband, but he's a great father. I have no problems with him, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And then got up on the stand and was like, I don't even know who he is. Blah, 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 blah. Just a completely different fucking story. And it was because
Yeah.
she had just went and had lunch with my ex's mother right
Right.
before court. And so it just
Right.
absolutely turned right there. And
And
it's pretty much been shit since then.
I get that, and I can, I've told my dad that to his face.
Yeah.
I told Dad, it's like, whatever anybody says, it. I'm not like telling my dad anything. Like I'm being honest with him, but like I'm not telling something that he doesn't already know, even if he's not like willing to like personally say it. And I'm like, you do what you want, and all of that stuff is like, you're a terrible husband. Five, my dad's on number 5, and they don't even live together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
I'm a great husband now, but I was fucking,
Yeah.
by my own admission, was a terrible husband to her. I don't disagree with that.
I could jump on either side of the aisle with that. There are times where it's just like, you know what, man, and sadly enough, like Brittany, I told her that like she has to bear the brunt of that because my ex-wife is such a not mother that I had to, like, I'm like, oh, wow. Like she does, of course, like in her mind's eye, like she doesn't see it that way, but it was like the rest of my adulthood up until I met you was like, dealing with people that are not great mothers. So like, I'm confident enough in you that I don't have to worry about that. So I can finally relax after years and years of doing this, on some fronts. But yeah, that's the way I feel about it. But also, we got into it about a lot of this stuff where it was like, look, I saw my parents and my grandparents and their whole group of friends and their kids. Like, it was a whole community of people that got really fucked up and divided when my parents got divorced. People that have grown up together, people that were in their 30s buying their first big nice homes and places and neighborhoods that all had lived in the same neighborhood. And it was like, well, this person doesn't talk to this person anymore because my mom and dad split up and all this shit.
That kind of shit is so weird to me. Like
like my dad and his parents were both like, look, like it's, you don't have to be all fucked up about it and choose sides or whatever. But if you're going to be weird about it, like, yeah, you know what? We're just better taking ourselves out of the situation. Because I talked to
I'm very much listen, I will never pick sides.
Right.
I won't. Like, I just don't. If I'm friends with you and a good friend of mine decides that they hate you, well,
like,
if my good friend gets fucked up about that, then he was an asshole to begin with. Like, I'm not fucking, like, I'm not going to, the moment that you tell me, like, you've got to choose, then fucking I'm dropping you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just that way.
I don't think it was like in my parents and grandparents situation anyway. I really don't think it was so much that like it was like well, you have to choose, as much as like everybody else was really uncomfortable and fucked up about the whole deal.
Okay. Yeah.
So like it was just like, you know what? Yeah. Well, okay. We're okay. Just like, don't be weird. We don't want to put you out. None. Like if you got to be weird about it, then it's no big deal. Yeah. But in the same turn, it's like, hey, I'm friends with so-and-so and his wife is really nice, and I like hanging out with them in a cipher and going over and visiting, whatever. It's like, well, if you guys get split up, I'm probably still going to be friends with my dude and not really, I'm not going to.
It's funny to me because like my ex, hell yeah, dude, my ex-wife's, her stepdad still, like, when I'm around, will go out of his way. Will go out of his way to like come say hi to me without anybody around.
Cool.
Right? Like,
cool.
Yeah, but like as soon as everybody else like looks away, he comes over. Hey, Zach, good to see you, man. How you been? You know what I mean? Like, and because we were good friends while we were married,
Sure.
And so it's just weird to me that it's like.
The thing that I wanted to say, and I know that it's weird because like things were good with y'all for a while, and now it's like not good and whatever, due to like, I don't know, I guess, some people just gotta fall in line with drama and like let that like dictate their things because they've I don't know anymore. I want to say what I would really like to say, and I don't know, your ex-wife or any of the other people that I'm talking about mentioning this, but like maybe their life is just so void of any sort of like,
oh yeah,
like it's like the Kardashians, only it's real life. It's the Real Housewives of.
Oh no, dude. She is my ex-wife is, and I mean, I'm not saying her name or anything like that, but I mean, and also
people are drawn to those types of.
We're on YouTube now, so it's one of those, like, I'm sure somebody could share it with her if they, ever so got the idea, but I really don't care. Like, it's not anything I wouldn't say to her.
Yeah, I'm just speaking diplomatically here. I don't.
No, I mean, and I'm not really, but like, I mean. No, she's just always been that kind of person. Like, she likes for there to always be some kind of drama. She always has to have an enemy.
That makes some people feel important, like they have a goal in life.
Oh yeah, and
in reality, that's when people have stopped working on themselves.
Oh yeah.
When you get into your 30s and stuff, you start to realize the same people that are into that kind of television or that kind of whatever. People
they try and create that in their life,
they've decided to stop looking at themselves for who they really are and stop working on themselves.
Well, something that I've noticed is a lot of those people, like, they seem to believe it. It's not like it's not just that they, like, yes, they refuse to look at themselves like you're saying, they absolutely do, but they actually, like, believe the way, like, say if they constantly say, like, oh, I'm a great person, you're just a shithead, right? At one point, I thought that they were lying, right? Like, that they were saying that, but they didn't believe it, right? Because if I say to somebody, oh, I'm an amazing person, I'm lying, and I know that. And that's not because I don't do the best that I can to be a good person all the time, but I just know that would be fucking dishonest for me to say I'm amazing.
Mental illness. I'm suffering from pain. And it's nothing to laugh at.
Yeah,
and it is, because, like, to me, I'm humble enough that, like, I beat myself up about my own fucking choices. And so to me, it's like,
I'm my worst critic, and I will never have it. Like, you're never gonna, like, my wife, like, the last time I, like, got choked up in front of my wife was that she just hit home with me. You know what I mean? Like, she just hit home, and it was just like, when somebody's able to call out that part of you that you try to fucking, keep at bay, that thing that you try to, like, not let anybody see, like, this is mine and I'm dealing with it internally, but
what's funny is,
like, I was like, oh man, she fucking knows, you know what I mean?
But I get choked up. It's hilarious. I get choked up, like, and I don't really, what's funny is I'm such, like, all right, pain doesn't make me cry, like, sad situations don't make me cry, like, as weird as that is,
right.
But what makes me cry is I'll be, like, reading a quote that really strikes home with me, and it doesn't. I don't just start crying, but I get, like, choked, like, man, like, I can't, you know what I mean? And it's so funny.
Just the Indian tears, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like somebody,
exactly.
Like somebody just threw a piece of garbage on the ground.
Yeah, somebody just and so, like, that, like, 3% Indian heritage you have is really struck.
25. Anyway. I'll get to be fair, I'll get the Demi Moore tear from Ghost. Just the single.
There you go.
I'll get Demi Moore about it, but but no, I didn't want to end this segment, and we'll hit our first break here in a couple minutes, but I wanted to, I guess, stay encouraging to you because, like, and this is something that I've kind of had to go back and forth with Brittany about, because I don't care, and I've said this to my wife's face, and I don't care. I'll say this to any woman, pretty much, that is a single mother, and I don't care if her ex is a great dad or a shitty fucking do for nothing or whatever the situation may be. There's been a lot in my life. And I mean this predominantly about my parents over the past couple years, but I'm just now getting around the past year or two doing this with my ex-wife, which is there's a certain amount of acceptance that has to happen. And once I started going, you know what? I can't be fucked up about this my whole life. I know who my mother is. You know, I know what kind of person she is. I know what kind of person my father is, and this is what these people mean to me. And you know, I had to go and look at my ex-wife and go, there's nothing because I did that for a long while, and I almost drove myself right out of my own tree, pursuing that legally at every fucking point, and you know, and all of that. And it's like, no, I like, for my own sanity, like, I'm hoping that my daughter's like not in any danger, which I think she's old enough now, like she's not. But I was going, you know what? The best thing I can do is have a good home and provide and be a good dad. And my daughter's smart enough. Me and her mother are smart enough, both, to produce a child to say, like, you'll get it, you'll understand what it really is before too long. So
I think you're right. I mean, I've thought about it, but you put it a very good way, and like, I think you're right on that. Like, it's one of those. It's the same reason. I mean, I don't get fucked up about her anymore, right? Like, I just kind of go, okay, no,
you can't, dude.
Yeah,
you
like,
can't.
this will come back around. And here's my thing too, is like, there's a certain amount of me that even when I get angry, that like I tell myself, like, hey, dude, this is all temporary, right? And not like it's temporary, like you're gonna die one day, but like temporary, like, hey, look, dude, Abby's gonna be aware of what the fuck was going on, and she's aware of it now.
Yeah, absolutely. She knows how things.
She just doesn't.
Right.
Yeah,
she was
she
old
just doesn't
enough
have any
to
control
do
over
that.
it.
Exactly. So it's like there's this vindictiveness upon this parent or that parent, and like I still don't like my one thing that I've always said about my ex-wife is that I would be like, I think that like I could always be a like good friend with my ex-wife. We would definitely always have like a good time together. To be romantically involved, to have a child together, to run a household together is completely off the fucking table. Like, I couldn't have picked the fucking worst person to do that with somebody that I would normally just get along with in that aspect, right?
No, and I think you're right. I think what's funny is like that would be like Taylor for me. Like, we absolutely, dude. Me and her could be great friends.
But like I said, like, I've got that same thing with Brittany, but however, her negatives are my positives, and we fucking get it done. And like, not only that, like I fall more in love with Brittany every day. You know, like,
I mean,
I
it's
really
so weird to me because one of the things, like, all right, so one of the things that I loved about my ex-wife, and it seems it's that I've realized now that I was going for women that were a lot like me in certain ways, and which was dumb because I've realized with Sam so much that me and her are such different fucking people, but that's why it fucking works so goddamn great. Like, and
not only that, but you have to, regardless of being different in the right ways and totally aligned in the wrong ways, for people, like, that's the recipe for disaster or whatever. But it's like, we're people in our 30s running families and households. Like, that has to work. I don't care how good of friends you are when the lights go out and the kids go to bed, and what shows, how much you can laugh.
It's not going to run a fucking relationship. Yeah, it's not going to fucking happen.
It's not going to run a family and a household. It's not. So
that's like, dude,
it's grown man talk here.
Exactly. No, I mean, it's totally fucking true though. My ex-wife was like the kind of aggressive that I am. You know what I mean? And like. And so I appreciated that about her. It was like, no, hey, we can attack shit together and we'll be good. You know what I mean? Whereas what it ended up being eventually was we ended up fucking like
being aggressive
towards each other, and like, and actually like holding that aggressiveness against each other. You know what I mean? Like,
I told Britt that the other night when we were just talking about ourselves, and I was like, you know what? This is the first relationship that I've ever had for any length of time. Real, actual, like, putting in work time.
Yeah.
That was like, we don't harbor this shit where it's like every single time we have an argument.
Yeah. I've never been angry at Sam for longer than like an hour.
Just back in 2009. Like, I'm not. No. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's
I mean, I don't think me and Sam have been like angry at each other for longer than an hour. Like, I mean, it's one of those like, and even then, like, we weren't angry the whole hour. It was just one of those like,
gotta.
fucking asshole. You know what I mean? Like,
How can
and
you deal? How can you talk about it and come to compromise? And those are some of the best. Dude, honestly, like that's what gets my jollies off anyway. Is just having good conversation with people, let alone the person that I've decided, run my life with.
Yeah, I mean, and it's one of those things too that it's like with Sam, and like you were saying, like I fall in love with her about something else every day, and the reason being is because of the fact that she is a different person.
Right.
So it's like one of those things that I see something in her that I don't see in myself, and I'm like, oh fuck, dude, yeah, hey, I appreciate that.
That's what I'm about. That not only do we have we can run a home together and run a family together. If that's solid, then you can look at those aspects and go, oh man, you are so awesome in this way that I am not. And hopefully she feels that same way about me. I'm sure if you asked her on a deeper level, Brittany is not really, too overtly like vocal about that stuff, but that's just my own personal
and neither is Sam. And like I think that's something that like, I mean, and that was it. Like me and Taylor were addicted to like, both having the same kind of fun, enjoying each other, and like and that being the thing. But it was also like, okay, well, somebody's got to be about fucking business. You know what I mean? And
it's like when it comes time to do that, I will. But it's like also when it comes time to have fun, it's like fuck you.
Well,
like
when you have, I mean, and I think that's the thing is that like when I'm ready to get about my fucking business, like Sam supports that. It's not and whereas like.
But
with me and Taylor, it was like she's like, dude, I thought we were having fun. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, look, dude, we can't do that all the time. You know what I mean? Like that just can't be the case.
That's one of the things that Brittany would definitely tell you that I'm the positive to her negative on, where it was like the kids are in bed. There's nothing that can be done about it until tomorrow. There is nothing that can be done about this current situation until tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's one of those Bible lessons for you. Tomorrow has its own set of problems, man. Like
no, and I mean, I think that's what's cool. Like
I worry about that shit when I wake up, but for right now, man, I'm giggling and having fun and watching the show. Having fun with
That is exactly what it is. I mean, it's funny because like Sam will be the one to be like, all right, it's time to get to business, but she would rather have me manage that. Like, because of the fact that, like, to her, it becomes just a bunch of issues that need to be fucking figured out, and then it becomes stressful. And to me, it's like, nah, dude, we'll handle them like this. And I can make out the plan on how we handle it, and then we handle it, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Right. I think what my deal is that I, like, I don't stress about shit. Like, I just don't. Yeah, like, it's just not in me.
I do, but, like, I don't let any, like, I've done better about not letting people know. Like sometimes for the moment I'm not really giving a fuck, and then some shit starts to stack up and I'm like, I've got to start knocking this stuff off the list. Like I need less things on the list, you know what I mean? Like for me that's what it is. Like as far as my stress factor, I just go, I have to, all right, what are the easiest things to knock off the list that I don't have to worry about anymore? Like that. That's how I run my shit. So it's like, because I feel the stress level building. So once I start feeling that, I'm like, okay, like, I don't know if I'll worry if I don't have the money to do it later. I'll worry about that later because this shit needs to get knocked off.
And that's exactly, and I think that's like, say we have 3 things that are important, right? And 2 of them are of equal importance, right? And so we've got to, whatever. That'll to Sam, that's 3 fucking issues that are all bothering her at once, right?
Right.
And to me, like I go, okay, which one of these motherfuckers which one needs to be done first? Yeah, and then whichever one needs to be done first by, whatever, I'll break it down into different fucking reasons as to what needs to be done.
Yeah.
But whichever one needs to be done first, like I don't worry about the other 2 until that one's taken care of. So I'm not stressing about those other 2 things because they're out of my fucking head,
I've already set my mind on this one thing that has.
This is the thing that needs to be handled,
we got to hit break, but I guess I said all that shit just to say to you is like, I know that sucks, and I don't, I can't speak for everybody in their own personal bullshit that everybody's got to deal with or whatever, but like I still don't like my ex-wife as a mother. I don't like her decisions. I think that she's much smarter than or at least was at one time, much smarter than, and my daughter's got that too. That whole, I'm trying to be smart enough to manipulate the people around me and
Smart,
step
yeah,
back.
too smart for her own good type of deal.
Yeah. So, but the other thing is like I don't have to feel bad or feel like they're like my enemy. Like if things work smoothly, guess what? It's not a big deal that if it's on my wife's or my ex-wife's week that I can take Lily to Georgia, to see my family, to go like, hey, we only do this twice a year and I know it's your week or whatever. Like I can go do that. And we work it out later. Like that relieves so much stress off of me. You know what I mean? As far as that stuff's concerned. So it's like, if you can learn to work together, even though you're fucking up, but I know that there's nothing I can do about it. You know what I mean? Like, and the best thing that I can do is be, as good of a role model as I can for my kids. And when the time comes for them to make their decision, if they want to spend less time over there and spend more time over here, then they'll get to do it. You know what I mean? And there's nothing that anybody's going to be able to say about it. So it's all good in the hood,
Yeah.
And it's like that 50-50 deal with my ex-wife, like I'll be like, I'm not asking you for child support. I'm just asking that, Lily wants to spend more time over here. Can she just spend, more time over here?
Yeah.
So
I mean, my deal with all of it, man, to tell you the honest truth, I'm just waiting until July when we go back to fucking court.
Man, yeah, you gotta bide your time and hold your tongue sometimes.
With that, it's like hey man. I mean, that's what I got mad at her for. Is I was like, listen, dude, you invoked the law because I was unemployed and not paying child support. So you called up the law. Now I'm employed and I'm paying you child support. But part of our agreement is that my daughter gets to come over here every other weekend. And you're not allowing that. So you called the law, but you're not following it. And she doesn't give a shit. So to me, it's like, all right, well, I'm not worried about it. I'll just wait until July. That's I've called the cops before, and they go, it's a civil issue. We can't help you.
Right.
So, which was already hard enough for me to call the fucking cops about it. But I called the cops. They went over there with me. And they get there, my daughter's there with me, standing outside of her mom's house, and the cops go, oh, it's a civil matter. There's nothing, we can't force her to follow the divorce decree. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. All right, cool. Later, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, damn, I didn't want to call you anyway, and now I called you, and you just fucking
do that too. And like they fucking put in some shit like wasn't even filed yet. You know what I mean? Like, and they're like, well, they've shown me the paperwork from the lawyer, and I'm like, is it filed yet? And they're like, we don't see it on record. And I'm like, well, fucking, I don't know what, it's going to get worked out in court later, and it ain't going to stand. I'll tell you that right now. Like, whatever, bitches can throw fucking whatever sort of legal shit that they want to through their lawyers, and it doesn't mean it's going to stick, A, and B, if it's not filed, it ain't fucking judged yet, and it ain't in action. So, like, I don't know what the fuck you think. Like, but as far as now is concerned, here is a legal document that I have in my hand that says, here's what it is. So, can I take my daughter home now? Like, I don't know, man. Fucking, it gets fucking weird. But, like I said, even though I don't appreciate, like, there's nothing that I'm going to do to make my ex-wife a better mother at this point. I wish she was, but there's nothing that I can do about that, and it's something that I hope that, our kids take from, here's the good and bad aspects about my parents, and here's where I choose to make them better when I get to be of age to deal with those types of things. So, all right, dad talk is over. We're going to head up shit, and then we'll come back with some topics. Boy, this first 40 minutes seemed like a whole show, but no, it's good. It's good, actually. But all right, we're going to head up Stanhope for Memorial Day. Some troops are assholes, and I guess we'll come back with that power out of the Get Big fam. Smitty, Pola the White, all those guys. big ups. I had fun with them Friday. So we'll be back in about, let's see, about 6 minutes, everybody. Stay tuned. More Post Politics coming up next. Yippee.
The troops, though, troops are different. You got to support the troops, right? Wrong again. You keep trying, but I'm not saying don't support the troops. I'm saying I support people on an individual basis. I gotta meet the troop first. If I meet the troop, he's a cool troop, we drink, and he doesn't turn into a dildo, yeah, I'll support him. I'll support him no matter what he does. I'll write his specific name on the yellow ribbon so they know it's just PFC James Campbell or whatever his fucking name is, and then he can do whatever he wants. He could go AWOL or drop bombs on his own guys and Canadians or whatever, and I'll go, hey, he's having a bad day. I know that guy. I drank with him. He's cool. Right? But some troops are dickheads. Some troops are, you know them, some are fucking assholes. I was down in Killeen, Texas by Fort Hood. There was a troop down there in a bar, and he wanted to hammer my head flat because I accidentally dumped over his piss-warm draft beer. And he was fucking, you know how they get the fucking forearm swinging forward? The fucking monkey redneck fucking, oh, you want to kick my ass? I didn't support that troop during the war. I did not. That troop was a shithead, and I hoped he died first. That's the only reason I watched that for it. Yeah, no, I wanted to see his little peanut head explode on CNN on a choppy satellite feed because he's a fucking asshole. He's not fighting for your freedom. He's fighting because he's a psychopath that wants to kill somebody. He found a good outlet, and that's good, right? That's why I'm pro-war, as long as it's voluntary. This war was voluntary. I mean, there's no draft. They weren't yanking kids out of the inner city and making them go fight a war. Everyone who joined the military military because they kind of want to go kill other people, right? And that's good. That's your instinct. Your instinct is your true God. Follow it. If you just want to fucking kill someone, there's a place for it. Go to the military. As long as people who kind of want to go kill other people are going to kill other people who kind of want to go kill other people, you're killing all the right people and opening up all the best parking spaces because people who want to kill other people are the last people I want to party with because I get mouthy when I drink. So go, have a big killing free-for-all. Make up wars. Fight over Antarctica. Call it Manifest Destiny and do it on, do 12-man teams from different countries on paintball fields with real weapons and put it on pay-per-view. Let it generate its own revenue so it's not sucking our fucking supplies dry, right? Military should be, you should be able to quit anytime you want. That way they'd really have to sell you on the war. They can't just like suck you in with some bullshit. 18 years old, we don't know what you do. That's what people say. That's not true. They don't want to kill people. Some people just join the military because they need college money. Then they're idiots and college wasn't going to help. Right? There's plenty of other ways to get college money. Suck a dick. Rob a guy. Steal a car. Steal a pallet of that shit off the forklift you run at UPS and sell it out of a van on a highway off-ramp. Swing around the brass pole a few times, Jessica Lynch. You'll have plenty of college money and never leave West Virginia.
I didn't think we were still here, huh? Got some news. We back, baby. Yeah. Get big on them, you know what we do, Russian Smitty. Family biz, baby. Yeah. This is who I am and I'm never gonna forget it. Big bro pushing but I got no limits. Gotta do what I can cause I gotta go get it. Like a gold digger digging on a rich dude's feelings. Start from the beginning. Hopefully I'll be winning to the end of the race. That had my mind more spinning. Coming to blazing me, running and pacing. Jumping amazement for different equations. Living my life, had to earn my stripes. Dark ass days but I seen the light. Had to stand up tall, had to stand for my rights. Preach and scream that shit all night, alright? Yeah. Power to the people. Look, back on the new scene, back with the big team, never giving up, cause you're chasing all the real dreams, trying to make change for the better, open up your eyes, be a true go-getter, stop with the bullshit and get with the movement, get big fam, gotta show them how we moving, don't get confused, can't stop with the losing, gotta get big, gotta get with the music, lyrical assassins, smashing with passion, always on attack, this is how we make it happen, smoke a little weed, you know I'm always laughing, straight up, rushing to you back at this, power to the people.
I know what it's like to live in the struggle. Have no money but have all the trouble. Friends act fake and the women don't love you. Family look at you like what's wrong with you. I've been in the dumps and homeless twice. I done worked my ass off so I can sleep at night. I did in court cases and Long Beach sued me just to pay back the police that pursued me. And you ask why I fight for freedom. America got homeless but they won't feed them. They kill black people like we don't need them. They turn on natives like we don't see them. That's why I want power to the people. Trump's a piece of shit and the Clintons too, cause that's what the government offers you. Ain't been a president worth a lick since JFK took several hits. Silver certificates and Bay of Pigs. Fucking tyranny, slaving kids. TV programming to change how we think and how we live. It's the Jewish rich, and I don't give a fuck if you feel offended. I'ma speak my mind till the day I'm expended, but I'ma give my hand when it is needed, as long as you use it to extend the freedom.
Back at it, Post Politics, Monday night Memorial Day edition. J-Rev Radio, Raz Radio Live, Radio Chaos, and Salty Talk Radio, as well as our most excellent YouTube channel, Post Politics with Trip and Zach. Go check it out.
So I guess I'm finally gonna lose this little the little foam piece that goes in the top of my thing because it keeps popping out, you know, where I got it like.
I thought that was like a pickle dong that you had. Like,
nah, like I'd keep it for on reserve. You know what I mean? When I'm on.
I'm tired of sitting on this thing.
when I'm checking out the porn, I keep that on reserve.
Right.
The best place I can keep it. You know what I mean? So I can just kind of.
Listeners, by the way, go check it out on our YouTube channel.
So you can look at Zach's pickle dong.
Right. It looked like Zach's like, look, I don't care how hard this show makes me.
What are you gonna do with something this floppy, really? Right? You know what I mean? There's no pleasure coming from that, you know?
Oh man. Oh dude. Well, we had I had a handful of news articles that
let's hit up some current events there, sir.
Now, okay, so fucking shit wipe David Hogg is at it once again.
Oh man, you know what? I didn't hear anything about Hogg, so I'm new on this one, but I did see a meme that was, now here we go. I don't know if y'all have seen the memes. I'm going to explain it before you explain the story. This is the meme that I saw, right? I don't know if you've seen the meme that has the guy, the little cartoon character, and he's standing and he's going, and it's like, oh, is this blah, 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 blah? You know what I mean? Like, and there's a butterfly in front of him and he's looking at it.
Comes down, or?
No, it's this little cartoon character, and there's a butterfly flying in front of him, and he's looking at. It's like some kind of anime character.
Yeah.
But what it was is they replaced that cartoon character's face with David Hogg's, and the butterfly says lying down in the street, or lying down, or something like that, and then underneath it he says, "Oh, is this revolution?" And so I'm thinking that something that he did had something to do with people lying down, and he was calling it revolution somewhere.
Okay. Well, so here's the thing, and this is what I want to spark the conversation.
I'm pretty sure he would get behind anything now to just be seen on TV again.
Absolutely. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to get into the article or anything, but Backlash, Publix, which is, they've got them in Georgia. They were big in Georgia when I lived there too, but predominantly, I mean, they're a Florida-based company. They're the biggest grocery chain in Florida.
Okay.
And,
yeah, I mean, I've only heard you talk about them, and then I've seen them when I've been on vacation in Florida.
But quite honestly, their business model, it's an all employee-owned store.
Oh, I love those fucking places. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Their stock options and all that shit. They've got it going on as far as like the true economics of it. But
it's pretty fucking. It's a clever way to fucking do things.
So anyway, I don't even know this guy, but apparently the front running Republican running for governor in the state of Florida here is like an NRA guy, and Publix gave donations to these people, that company or whatever. So
whatever. Yeah. All right.
David Hogg organized this whole deal.
I fucking hate how much people think that like the NRA, it's a government fucking organization. Like it's so weird. Yeah.
Look, yeah, you can point out the NRA all you want to, but it's like that really has no weight bearing on like gun-toting Americans. It really doesn't. I mean, don't get me wrong. You see a lot of people with the NRA, stickers in their back of their trucks and things like that. You know what I mean? There's a good amount of those people, but I'm telling you, like, I don't have that. I'm a gun-toting fucking.
There's a good amount of really hateful people that have fucking coexist stickers on the back of their shit too. So I wouldn't take a whole lot of fucking weight with that, you know?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. If you're basing your shit off of fucking bumper stickers, you're an asshole.
You have coexist, which the T is a cross, and these people hate Christians with it.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Most people with the coexist sticker hate Christians.
Absolutely, 100%. Like I wouldn't. Yeah, no, that's 110%. Like I would put that up for probably a good 75% of the people that have coexist stickers.
Yeah, you know what? And we're not going to go into this too far. The only beef that I have with Christians is not really with Christians. I think my biggest confusion has been like I read so many times in the Bible that Jesus was saying, "Don't worship me, worship God," and like so many people just worship Christ. And like to me, I'm like, well, wait, that doesn't make any sense though. He says like multiple times, like I'm one of you guys. And so it's weird. So that's always weird to me because I'm like, Jesus says don't do that. And then even in Revelation, right, they like bow down to him and he's like, don't fucking do that. Don't do that. I'm just a messenger. Like you send that to, give that to God, not me. But it was just, that's the only thing that I've ever questioned about Christianity, really. Like otherwise, I think it's an awesome fucking
also conflicting stuff with that going. Where he did like kind of reveal himself to be quote the Christ, the Messiah, the people that the one that the Jews were. So like that's tit for tat, and like I said, that's a whole fucking hour long.
Yeah, no, we could go. Yeah, no, I actually shouldn't have said it because that's like a whole nother fucking conversation. Yeah.
No, I mean, points are valid, but we.
No, but I'm with you on that. Yeah, no. I was criticizing myself, sir. But yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm just saying. But anyway, David Hogg did this whole backlash. Fucking die-in thing at the local whatever Parkland Publix that they were at because they
die-in. That's what people were laying on the ground for. Fuck him. God damn it.
It shows pictures of like people trying to get beer, like stepping over kids, like yeah, okay, lay on the floor, cocksucker. Like I'm still getting.
I'm still gonna get this beer, and you know what? If I trip over the guy next to you and spill this beer all over you, it's not even my fault.
I was like, dude, if I was in the middle of that, I would totally grab a 6-pack, slang the beer, pretend to trip over somebody.
Oh yeah, dude.
Legitimately fall as hard as I
could. I'd spend a good $100 on buying beer to keep spilling on everybody. Yeah, it would be great.
My neck and my back.
Yeah. You know how much you can get for a slip and fall in a stove?
50,000, but we can settle it right now for $40. Like
doctor said, I need a backiotomy. Yeah,
doctor says I need a backiotomy. Absolutely. Like I would totally do that if that shit happened.
Over the fucking place. Yes.
No shame at all. Like you got the wrong dude. You picked the wrong dude on the wrong day. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. And my wrong day is any day that ends in Y.
Because boycott Publix, and I'm like, first off, like Publix is like you've got to go out of your way to find an Aldi or a Winn-Dixie. Okay,
well, I mean, also you've got to go out of your way to find a beef with Publix. Like, fuck off.
No, absolutely. and to be fair, I'm not gonna fucking backtrack on my own bullshit, right? So I was like, I was like, I'm trying to shop there as less as I possibly can because they donated a lot to some. And here's something that's never brought up by a candidate that's pro NRA. You know what they also did? That's just kind of like a more pro Republican stance. Was the daughter of the founder donated like something like $450,000 against anti-medical marijuana legislation because if you don't know, Publix is also like the second most go-to pharmacy, even though we've got CVS's and Walgreens on every. Publix is very much hooked up with Florida-based insurance companies.
Yeah.
So they do offer the best prices at Publix for prescriptions through insurances. They do.
Yeah, so it's kind of it's kind of like Walmart. Like Walmart's the same way with us. Like it's like no, dude, you're going to Walmart because I don't want to go to CVS and pay the extra fucking $10 for the shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But anyway, here's the backlash about this. And I'm not even pulling up the article. I'm just going off of what I remember reading about.
Just some fresh off fuck this guy shit. I got you. Let's roll it.
Publix getting slammed for caving to far left activist David Hogg. Customers leaving. So the past month they've seen.
That's even more beautiful.
Well, hold on. First off, this month they've seen more of a drop in sales. And I'll tell you this as a Publix customer personally, is that I got to tell you, fucking gas prices are directly related to food. And if anything is true that I know over the past 10 to 15 years, is that when gas prices go up, so does the cost of food.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I spend most of I live 30 miles away from my office. Yeah. So as far as extra stuff that I spend on other than my bills is food and gas. I spend a good, I would say close between gas and food.
Dude, I don't even spend that much money on fucking gas, but I will tell you this, like, it's been noticeable recently.
Absolutely.
Like, fucking noticeable as fuck.
That's the difference. Like, usually, I'll tell you what, usually I've got like between like 50 and $100 in my bank account. I get paid once a month.
Yeah.
I get paid once a month, and I got to figure it out for the rest of the month. After I pay all my bills on the first of the month.
Listen, Trip, everybody knows you get your bills you get your paycheck once a month now.
Sorry, I'm just saying. It's in direct correlation of what
dude, listen, I fucking love you, but I know that we have said this on the fucking show like the past 3 shows. Yeah.
Have we said that just recently all the time?
Yeah, okay. Yes. Yeah.
But I'm just saying that I got to figure it out for the rest of the month. So what I'm saying is when I'm done paying my bills, I got to figure that out. And food prices have gotten jacked up. This is inflation at its finest. And I also shared another article within the past week of out of Ron Paul Liberty Report.
So we get that hyper shit.
About inflation. And I'm like, if you're wondering about why your paycheck really feels lighter, you like taxes, sadly enough, like we all hate them, but it's like, and yes, taxation is theft. I will never fucking deny that in any aspect of the word, but there's another silent killer, and it's called inflation, motherfucker.
And it's actually worse than taxes.
Absolutely. That's the difference between me going, hey, I got to do what I want, and I still got $50 to $100 left in my bank account at the end of the month.
I mean, here's the deal, dude. Like in our little Xfinity, or our little Xfinity, like I'm talking about Comcast, in our little Infinity, fucking dude, we were putting fucking, and it's not little, it's SUV, whatever, but it was, dude, we could put like $10 in for the week. Me and Sam both work relatively close to the fucking apartment, so it's not a big deal.
Fucking love, dude.
Dude, that $10 was fucking gone in like fucking 2.5 days this time.
Yeah.
Like it was like literally we're putting in like 20 to do the same thing that 10 was doing at this point.
Absolutely.
Which is kind of crazy.
It adds up, bro. It adds up, bro. Especially when, like I said, especially when you stretch that over the span of a month. You know?
Yeah. Hell yeah. No, dude, I definitely feel you on that because
this past week they were like, "What are you doing for Memorial Day? You going, you go like usually I would go up to like my mom's and spend time at the beach. I'm glad I didn't because they got a subtropical fucking storm going on.
I mean, with us, dude, we fucking like it's kind of like me and Sam are good because she gets paid every 2 weeks and I get paid every week, so it's like
right.
We just have a good
You
balance
can
with
just make it last another couple of days. Like for us, it was like, dude, we're not doing shit. You know what I'm saying? I fucking took money out of our fucking like change shit. You know, this that we're like we're saving up to like go.
Yeah, see, I get paid on Thursday, and still every day, like every Thursday, I'm grabbing my quarters that I got from the week.
Like I went to go get that for gas to put in my lawnmower because my lawnmower takes that no ethanol gas. You know.
Yeah.
So fucking like 60 cents above that no ethanol gas is like fucking 60 cents above average. You know, for whatever it was like $3.30 for a gallon of that.
Yeah.
Now I only put $3 in, so you know what I mean. It like wasn't killing me, but it was also like I spent money on that, and I bought toilet paper. That's what I bought over the past 4 or 5 days. Like that's how I'm living right now. You know, I get paid tomorrow, and all will be good again. But like we had a rough fucking month. You know what I'm saying? And gas prices continue to go up, and food prices continue to go up. So it was like, holy shit, I didn't know we were gonna be here at the end of the month. You know what I mean? But that's what it is. Point being, Publix fucking suspended. This had unintended consequences. Now, not only did shoppers of Publix go like, fuck, I'll go to Aldi or Winn-Dixie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Fuck
like
you guys, yeah.
Some
Which,
hardcore.
I mean, I like going to Winn-Dixie anyway because it's just got a cool name.
Yeah, Winn-Dixie is the shit. That's some other Georgia-based shit that I'm all about.
Fucking southern shit. Hey, look, dude, Winn-Dixie and Brookshire Brothers, like a fucking.
I know Brookshire Brothers, but
yeah, that might just be some Texas shit. But either way, man, that's for me. Those are like your like stereotypical southern places. You know what I mean?
Like I said, like so not only that, like people are leaving based on this whole caving, but what Publix basically came out and said is they're suspending all political contributions until they get this quote unquote worked out.
Yeah.
And
which is a smart move. To be
absolutely.
honest. Yeah.
However, the unintended consequences is that these also are people that donate to very left-leaning causes as well.
Yeah.
So
hey, dude, hey, listen, there's ass fucks for everyone. You know what
right.
I mean? Like,
So basically, they said we're not donating to anybody, and then what does that do? Unintentionally, and this is what happens when you have a fucking 18-year-old running a fucking PR campaign.
Yeah.
Fucking weight bearing on the fucking real.
Fuck! I didn't know that we were gonna do that. Yeah.
It's like, no. Guess what?
No, listen.
What company?
But when you think about it, dude, hold on. Think about what the fuck happened to the school, right? He ran the PR campaign for last time, right? For the fucking school shooting. He did that shit, and what ended up happening? Oh, the fucking law changed, and now your backpack's got to be clear. And he's like, oh, what the fuck?
Prison now. Yeah, I feel like we're
it's almost like he's learning a fucking lesson in, hey, dude, you're bitching about shit that happens to everyone.
Right. However,
you aren't excluded from the magical fucking term of everybody. Yeah, that's
right. But it's like, well, I didn't know it was going to be like this. Yes, said the sign up communism.
Well, you know, they had the fucking shooting here, like down the fucking road here in Texas, and
Santa Fe, yeah.
Well, fucking now my stepdaughter has like she can't take backpacks to school right now. It doesn't really matter for them. They're fucking that ended last week.
Yeah.
But like they're not in school now. But it's one of those things of like I was like, dude, so you guys can't take backpacks to school anymore? And she was like, yeah. I was like, that's fucking stupid. And she's like, yeah, it is. And so I mean, yeah, it sucks, dude. It sucks. You get fucking screwed.
You know, the thing about this is that it's like, okay, you're also learning a fucking big step,
a valuable lesson,
and corporatism and economics at the same time,
Yeah.
dude. Because it's like, look, here's the fucking bullshit part about this is that I've always said, A, I never want anybody to lose their gig. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't want to, like, you don't need this cocksucker to say that. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, I may laugh at you when you do, depending on what it is. Yeah, I mean,
Like, you don't need this cocksucker to say that this is what we're doing and here's who we're calling out, you know, which is inevitably what he's doing. But it's like, you don't understand as a company the unintended consequences of modern day life. Like, I haven't shopped at Dick's Sporting Goods since all that shit popped off. I haven't shopped there. But what they said, and this is a really good PR campaign for Publix, which goes, hey, you'd probably be best to not give any donations to any political issues.
yeah, because it seems like,
that's the stance that they're taking right now. We're not giving any more to I'm not going
great.
Planned Parenthood or NRA people or whoever it is. You know what I mean? It's like across the board, we're not giving any fucking money to these people to political contributions anymore. And it's like, that's great. That in itself is great.
Yeah,
However,
I mean, I encourage everyone to stop donating to any kind of political fucking thing.
right. Fuck you. Put it back in your business. Like,
yeah, dude, hey, take care of yourself, dude. They're not taking care of you.
as a ground up businessman that I know, whether you're talking about rappers or independent businesses or small,
I mean, here's the thing.
they
Ultimately,
say, hold on, right quick. They always take a good chunk of the money that they would have earned, and they could take that for profit and just be balling. But what do? They put it back into they double down on their fucking business. They put it back into the business. How can we make this better? How can we do this?
No, I mean, I think, like, when it comes down to it, yeah, I mean, if I was going to choose sides between the leftists and the NRA, I'd probably take the NRA, right? But either way, I think they're probably all fucking assholes too. It's not like and I'm not saying I've done enough research into it. I'm pretty sure if I did research into it, then I would hate the NRA. But when it really comes down to it, I
don't need the NRA. I got a Second Amendment.
That's what I'm saying. Like, here's the deal. Like, I don't give a fuck about either one of them. I don't. And I think that really, ultimately, when people stop giving a fuck about all these stupid fucking organizations that are donating to whichever political candidate.
All these ABC organizations can go fly a kite for all I
they
care.
all fucking suck. Every single one of them sucks. They all have their own goddamn interest. And when people start to realize that, hey, look, dude, all of these fucking places, just like you have your own personal interest, all of these fucking organizations have their own personal interest. And none of them are to take care of you. They are to fucking constantly keep benefiting whatever their fucking interest is. And that's it. It's not a hard fucking thing to wrap your head around. I think that there's just some reason out there that people need something to believe in other than themselves, and it's fucking a little bit fucking ridiculous.
That's the most delusional thing out there. By the way, that's like the most delusional fucking ideal that's just so commonly accepted is that you need somebody else to fucking tell you how it is or do whatever. Or not only that, but these people that you rely on, these grocery stores, these truck drivers, these whatever it is, cannot operate outside of the system of government that we have right now, which is fucking asinine. No, all of these things can happen without government, and guess what? It'll be cheaper too. It'll be cheaper for everybody. It'll be cheaper, and the landscape will be filled with the biggest and the best. We got to hit our second break, our top of the hour break here, but. I guess the other thing about all that is that I know I've said this a handful of times on the program recently too, but it's like, guess what? Just if you're a company, double down on your shit, because guess what?
Yeah, take care of you and your employees. Tell everybody else to fuck off.
If you're already a successful company, you can say fuck off to the rest of the world. If you're not really like violating, like I'm not saying like, oh well, such and such company is caught in child trafficking.
Yeah, come on, dude. Yeah, like yeah.
That's a whole other issue. But like,
that
if
should
you
go without saying. But yes, I realize that might not be.
if you have some minor social issue that's a headline for a week, double down on your shit, double down on your company, and go like, no, this will be gone in a week.
Yeah.
This will be gone, and guess what? We're gonna do whatever we want to, and if you had good PR people behind you and weren't scared to death of the liberal fucking everything that's going on here, conservatives and liberals alike would still fucking shop at your stores and whatever.
Listen, dude, I'm telling you right now, if you're Publix, if you're any kind of place like that, like, listen, just put out a statement that says we're not donating to any political shit at all, and also all fucking replaceable blades for Mach 3 and Mach 4 fucking razors are half off, and your business is back tomorrow.
Yeah, fusion
Just fucking handle.
Free batteries included, you know.
Yeah. They fucking and single-handedly shut down fucking Dollar Shave Club as well. You know?
Absolutely, I'd be in public tomorrow, just like this. Fucking A, dude, rock on. All right, we're gonna hit our second break here, and we'll be back in just a moment and hit off our official second hour. Stay tuned. More post politics coming up next. Oh shit.
Ain't nothing but against the Oh shit. You done fucked up, man. You done put two of America's most wanted in the same motherfucking place at the same motherfucking time. Y'all niggas about to feel this. Break out the champagne glasses and motherfucking condoms. Have one on us, alright? Picture perfect. I paint a perfect picture. Bomber hooches with precision. My intentions to get with you with that and double OP. I'm losing my religion. I'm vicious on these stool pigeons. You might be deep in this game, but you got the rules missing. Niggas be acting like you savage. They out to get the cabbage. I got nothing but love for my niggas living life.
I got a pit named Pete, she niggerina. I got a house out in the hills, right next to Chino. And I think I got a black Beamer, but my dream is to own a fly casino like Bugsy Siegel and do it all illegal and get scooped up by the little homie in the Riga. It feel good to you, baby bubba. You see, this is for the G's and the G's, motherfucker.
Now follow as we ride. Motherfucker, rap two of the best from the west side. And I can make you famous. Niggas down, yeah. I can make famous. I live a different for felony. I never stop felony. Motherfucking G.
But my dream is to own a fly casino like Bugsy Siegel and do it all illegal and get scooped up by the little homie in the Riga. It feel good to you, baby bubba. You see, this is for the G's and the G's, motherfucker.
Now follow as we ride. Motherfucker, rap two of the best from the west side. And I can make you famous. Niggas down, yeah. I can make famous. I live a different for felony. I never stop felony. 50 feet. The beat is not my destiny. Release me to the street. And keep whatever's left of me. Jealousy is misery. Suffering is grief. Gotta be prepared when you gotta fuck with me. I must have seen it. These niggas must be crazy. Boy, there ain't no mercy. Motherfuckers who can face this down. You saw the drugs when it's running. That disappeared. Back down to the presence of a world
like blood, gang banging, everybody in the party doing dope slanging. You got to have papers in this world. You might get your first snatch before your eyes swirl. You're doing your job every day, and then you work so hard till your hair turn gray. Let me tell you about life and about the way it is. You see, we live by the gun, so we die by the
Tell me not to roll with my Glock, so now I gotta throw away, floating in the black bin, trying to do shit with day. They wonder how I live with 5 shots. Niggas is hard to kill on my block. Kings for currency is no related, affiliated with the hustlers, so we made it. No answer to questions, I'm trying to get it phone. My nigga dog with me, eternally the most wrong. Ain't nothing but against the party. Ain't nothing but against the party.
Well, I wish I knew what I could say or do that would give me another chance with you. Well, I was mean as I could be, but I wish that you could see I never meant for you to end up hating me. Yeah, I wish I knew I still had you. Yeah, I wish I knew. Hell, I wish I knew that we weren't through. I wish I knew. Well, you don't talk to me no more ever since you left my door. And it's killing me each time I hear that old train roar. Well, I know you're not at home and I'm still holding on. But every day I'm stuck singing this same old song. Yeah, I wish I knew I still had you. I wish I knew. Well, I wish I knew that we weren't through. How I wish I knew. How I wish I knew. That I still had you. How I wish I knew. That we weren't through. How I wish I knew that I still had me. How I wish I knew.
Back at it. Post politics. Only show that will go from Tupac and Snoop Dogg into Hank 3 and leave you.
That's for sure. It's funny, right? Because I actually like when you made. I rarely ever, when you make the transition, am like, nah, man, I was really feeling Pac right now. You know what I mean? Usually I'm like
that. Like,
yeah, usually I'm like, nah, I appreciate the variety, right? I will say though, at the end of that one, I was like, nah, dude, I was feeling real Pac right now. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those. I'm glad that everybody can't see us while we're on break because like I'm standing here by myself in my room, standing up, just fucking going off, right?
Shine you.
No, through both of them, right? And my entire fucking swagger changes, right? Like I'm like,
Zach's sitting there, like standing up, going, "It feel good to you, baby Bubba."
Oh yeah, dude.
He's in
And
the
see-
kitchen, motherfucker, and then
see-
go, "How I wish I you."
Nah, dude, like, nah, dude, I am. I'm in the fucking over here. Now follow as we ride, motherfuck the rest. Two of the best from the west side, and then and then the other side, I'm like, how I wish I had you. Yeah, no, it goes, yeah, real quick.
No, fucking. Hopefully, everybody else out there is feeling this on that. But
I enjoy it, dude. Hey, listen, we like to incorporate everybody into our shows.
We don't
a little taste of everything. Fuck no.
That's like we got some listeners from I've been calling into Salty's show on the weekend warm up on Fridays. Like,
I'm a complete asshole. I don't listen to any of our affiliates, and that's my fault. I need to do that. I just really, to tell you the truth, a couple
understand.
months
I
ago,
understand.
almost a year ago, I decided that I no longer wanted to hear about a bunch of shit. Right? Like I was like, I don't want to hear.
Just gotta take a break, man. Yeah, like
dude.
we do enough. Trust me, me and Zach and everybody and plenty of other people do enough on radio to where it's like,
dude, enough on radio and enough on social media. Because even then, I stepped out of Facebook, and I'll tell you this: like, I do like that. As far as on Instagram, dude, I do have a little bit more control over when I get involved or when I fucking. But like, I really fucking. I don't want to fucking constantly always be fucking worried about current events because I think it's kind of like what we were talking about before, right? Like I want to be involved in what I can control right here on the corner of fucking Red Bluff, right?
Yeah,
like that's where my fucking life is,
it's
right?
post politics time. This is where we have. Really, Lee? You gonna call in and got fucking math blasters?
Is there a
playing
fucking Is there a recorder? Is there
Well,
somebody practicing
to
a
be
recorder behind
quite
you?
honest, since I have a 3-inch fucking vagina carved into my head by a fucking skateboard earlier today, I think you could cut me just a little
Wait
bit.
a second. Wait a second.
Hold
Hold on.
Lee.
Now I need to know, did you get beat up by a skateboarder?
No. I know Lee wasn't out.
No. There was something that went on with my children earlier today, and my children are all grown, so
Way more acceptable. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing I really want to get into. I'm just saying.
You brought it up,
Oh, yeah.
sir.
No,
you
hey, listen. You
and
didn't
immediately
even say hi. You
Wait a
didn't even
minute.
say hi. Hey, guys, you said I got a vagina in my head. Yeah.
I've got a 3-inch vagina carved in my head, and shit, man. I even had to fucking call the police on something.
Be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Hey, no. It was something that had to fucking happen. It was
Video on, sir. This is live on YouTube. We gotta fucking have a visual here. Okay.
Bring up your fucking video. I'm tired of looking at your blackface
Guy
revolution guy.
All right, hang on.
All right.
Look.
All right.
That's my daughter here.
Oh, what's up, daughter?
Hello, daughter. Yeah, I'll say you beat me to it, sir.
Yeah,
All right, so
that's my daughter right there.
you just look like the same werewolf ass self. I don't see. Hold on.
Still see
so
the
evidently she's not who you called the cops on.
know how good I can get it up in, but my hair is like napped with blood, dude. Yeah. My whole fucking skull got busted open earlier today by my own son. And
ouch.
Well, it's one of the things that you end up dealing with in life. You never know just what's going to happen.
Extra werewolfy tonight. I will say that.
Wait a minute. Raise up kids to be great. You can raise them up to be respectful and everything else.
And sometimes they're gonna put a vagina in your head.
I couldn't call in any other show tonight. Yes, I had to at least call into you boys and tell you both that, look, your bitches are being a little bit pussy tonight, all right? Because you don't have a vagina in your head. Come on.
Yeah, hey, listen, dog. I've done this show with a fucking neck brace on and 2 broken vertebrae, so don't even give me no shit.
Regardless,
Been
there, done that.
3 bruised ribs, a fucking hole in my skull, and son, I still had to make post politics with Trip and Zach because where the fuck he's gonna be when they come around, man? It's the boys.
fucking
Shit.
love you, you beautiful
What you
motherfucker.
gonna do, brother? Oh.
Goddamn right. I wouldn't have it any other way, man. That's why I fuck with you, man. We're you know.
But no, like
sit back and take life as the beings that they keep giving you, or you stand up and you fucking, stop somebody from beating up a girl, and you stop somebody from fucking doing something wrong, and you stop somebody from fucking, and then you fucking
lay. Don't, hey, stop. Hold on, motherfucker. You can't listen. You're like, I didn't want to get into this, and
You're
start
giving too much of the story not to go into the story.
Right? Yeah. You have to tell a story at this point, bro.
I mean, at this point, this is where if Trip was doing what you're doing right now, Trip would be saying, "We'll feed you, baby birds," right now.
Yes, we'll feed you, baby birds. Don't worry.
All right, fuckers. Where's my beer?
All right. Well, tell a story.
All right, so listen, I'm stepping away from the camera, but I'm going to grab something. But I'm listening. I got my headphones on without my fucking pickle dildo in it. So I'll be right back.
Listen.
I love that pickle dildo, by the way. No, seriously, here's what happened. And didn't want to fucking do this, but
What? No, you did. Inherently inside, you really did. So just
it's the concussion talking.
It's okay.
My son decided to get irrationally mad at my daughter for no reason, and I came out to find my son beating on my daughter.
Yeah, so you gotta have a dad moment, man. Yeah.
Yeah, so I stepped in and calmed that down, and then me and my daughter went into my room, and we go sit and chill. I went out to get my beer, and my son kept shoving me over and over and over. So I had to tackle him, put him in the hold, and take him down. So he'd calm down, because sometimes that's what you have to do with the boy.
I understand.
And while I had him in the hold, he grabbed a skateboard and beat me in the head with it several times. And so therefore I have a 3-inch gash on my head.
So what happened? What happened with
Did you go to the hospital? I mean, did you get stitches? What's up, man? I mean,
I don't go to hospitals. I refuse medical treatment. I refuse.
Fucking living it up. I got you.
I refuse to press charges. And
I mean, you got some fucking butterfly stitches in there or something. You know what I mean? You're gonna close the fucking gash up, or you're just gonna fucking you know what I mean?
Oh, it's like a dent. It's like
I'm sorry. This gash ain't shit.
Yeah,
I mean, here's the thing. All right, like I'm hearing 3 inches. I'm thinking like 3 inches. That's open fucking wide.
Right, but we can look at them, and
it's 3 inches long, about 3 inches long. You guys see me here, and about that far open.
But that's
okay. All right, no, I got you. Okay, so like in my head, like I cut to like worst, right? So I'm thinking like it's like 3 inches long.
No,
and
hold
then
on.
Also fucking like 2 inches wide type of deal.
Oh, it bled for a while. Believe me, dude.
No, hey man, them fucking head fucking cuts
It
bleed.
actually squirted all over the fucking room when it first happened.
Damn right. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I got you.
And there's a difference there too. It's like this isn't like a fucking well, hand me the staple gun there.
No, I mean like what sucks is I think possibly like out of other than Trip, like of people that I know that I've only known on the internet, I'm pretty sure like I'd like to fucking drink with Lee more than fucking anybody here. I think we could have some good fucking stories exchanged. So no, I mean I appreciate the fucking
But the other thing is, like,
here I am at the quandary at this point in time. You know, I'm sitting here. I don't call the cop. I don't give a fuck if you
that
me
probably fucked with you. Yeah, that probably fucked with you more than anything.
Now, with gunshot wound, I will not call the cops, but I didn't know what to do.
Time out.
Well, I mean,
okay, we've got a family matter at hand that is dealt with internally. Respect A1, and B is that you're the fucking patriarch of the whole gimmick, and it's like, dude, you got your girl right there. Like, you can't not do that. Like, I wouldn't put you did what you're supposed to do.
I mean, here's
I couldn't sit here and let him continue to do what he was doing. I mean, this is still, you guys got to understand, this is still my son.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
And it's like, in one hand, I'm sitting, I come in and I see somebody beating on my daughter, but it's my son.
Well, yeah,
Right.
but I mean, even then,
Hold on, Lee, hold on, because I want you to finish the story. But I also want to say, second point here is that you have to go. My boys are not to that point in their life yet. However,
if anybody's got to handle him, it's Pops.
hold on. Right, exactly. But I also am you want to take the title, motherfucker, any goddamn time that you want to. If you think the couch is growing out the back of my head and I'm fucking just lazy or doing whatever and you think you can take me, I guarantee you I am 10 times meaner than you ever thought about fucking being, son. And I will.
Yeah, you know what, Trip? I've said that to the boys many, many, many times. I've said that to all the kids many times. But when it comes down to it, dude, I can't hurt my kids.
No, understandable, but hey, listen, man, it is one of those things.
As much as I wanted to knock him the fuck out for what he was doing, the way he was acting, the shit, dude. I should be in the goddamn hospital right now getting fucking staples in my fucking head.
But to tell you the truth, dude, tell you the truth, and I realize, like, hey, hold on, man. I realize you don't want to hit your fucking son. Like, I get that, right? And obviously, I don't have a fucking teenage fucking son. But what I mean is that, like, there is a certain point, dude, where it comes down to, like, hey, look, dude, you're going to challenge me. You're going to challenge me, and you're doing something that we both fucking, like, I can acknowledge I don't want to be a representation of how I fucking raised you. It might be that fucking time to go, listen, dude, I'm going to knock you the fuck out.
Right.
You're at that point now, real quick.
You got the wrong one today.
Listen, I didn't want to fucking, hey, look, I came out here and I fucked with you on the, hey, break it up, don't fucking hit your sister. Now I'm out here on the second time and you want to attack me. Hold on, I'm going to put your fucking dick in the dirt real quick. And then let you know, fucking, what you're doing right now should not be an accurate representation of who you are or who I have taught you to fucking be. And now
that's what I did. That's what I did. And I think the big
and
guilt
even then, hindsight's
the
motherfucker.
really
And I realize
out.
I'm saying that.
What did
not
I do?
having been in that situation.
What did I do wrong raising my kids? That fucking all of a sudden my son's gonna come at me like this.
But that's not. Hold on, man. You gotta realize that fucking people also. Yeah,
Right.
dude. What's your?
People cut people cut their own deal. Okay, so once you reach a certain age, and not only that, all your kids are young. If you were to fucking gauge my life from fucking 16 to 24, 25, you're dealing with a fucking different kind of fucking animal there. You know what I mean? Like,
here's
saying-
my thing.
Well,
but Trip, did you split your own father's head open?
Hold on 1 second. You're dealing with a fucking different animal for those handful of years there. And I'm telling you that straight up. I don't care what your name is or where you come from or who raised you. You're dealing with a different fucking animal. But once they get to that point in their life, if they come back around and go, I understand now, and I was wrong to do this, and I love you, Dad, or whatever the case is, then then you did a good job. But I
that's what I'm going to. But I've got to point out, 3 out of 4 kids don't do that. All right.
Yeah, no, but I mean, hey, look, man, there's always that asshole.
I've never professed myself to be the perfect father or anything else like that, but
I've got PTSD, anxiety, depression. I've had full-on blackouts, and I've never once thought about beating any of my parents with a fucking skateboard.
Yeah, no doubt. Nobody's justifying what he did. Absolutely not. That's not in any way, shape, or form coming down to like. But what I'm saying is that like, all right, like obviously every human being is a little bit fucking different than the next, right? And so even if you're a brother or sister or anything like that, you're a father, mother, whatever. Your kid is going to be different than you just by fucking. That's just the way goddamn life works.
That's understandable.
So what I'm saying is that
right now, and after having raised 4 kids and all that, the big really thing that's really like sticking with me right now is I feel like I did something wrong raising my son because this is not the person that I raised.
That's not the fucking case. When it comes down to it, like at least with the way that I view the situation, and obviously, look, dude, you're gonna have the best perception of the fucking situation regardless because you're in it. You're living it. You've known your son better than we do. Your daughter there, she knows her brother better than any of us do. All that, but the way that I look at it is like, listen, man, everybody takes a little bit of a different kind of fucking path, right? And so when it comes down to that point, he might need to be taught a little bit different of a lesson. And when it comes down to it, it seems like he thinks he can just kind of treat anybody however the fuck he wants to treat him. And I know that this isn't necessarily what you want to fucking hear, but I think he needs his ass beat. And I'm not like, and I understand, that's your son, and that's not necessarily what you want to do. I get that, and I'm not saying just go out there and fucking beat your son's ass. Really, what I was getting to begin with was, what state do you live in? Like
Iowa.
Iowa, right? All right. So I don't know how Iowa's shit is. I know here in Texas that like, regardless, you called the cops, right? So you got arrested, right?
Yeah, I had to.
Okay,
I didn't have any other.
And I'm not guilting you on that. No, fuck no. What I'm saying is that. So I know you enough to know that you're beating yourself up enough about that.
Out of anything in my entire life, I never want to call the cops on anything.
No, listen, I've called the cops one time, and we explained it earlier in the fucking show. Was I called the cops one time to go over with me to pick up my daughter, and they were like, "Oh, hey, it's civil, we can't do that." And I'm like, "Oh, well, fuck, dude, I didn't want to call you in the first place. Now you're telling me you can't fucking help, you know?"
Right.
But I get you on that. What I'm saying is that what fucks with me, and now here I'm in the state of Texas, but what usually ends up happening in the state of Texas is that even like, all right, so for your son's charges to actually get pressed, for that actually to go through, is you've got to go to court and fucking go in and agree with that. Now here's the issue with it. Here's the issue with it. No, and I know that, but what I'm saying is that you might actually be better off by doing it, and this is only in the situation that I'm talking about from Texas. I don't know how it works in Iowa, but what I'm saying is in Texas, usually if you drop those charges, the state of Texas will pick the charges up.
Yes.
And then now you have the state of Texas versus your kid, rather than you versus your kid.
In South Carolina, and you have to get
Really,
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's fucked up because what ends up happening is you drop it and then the state picks it up. And that's worse because of the fact that the state is going to go for
because the state's already picked it up.
I'll give you
when the cops were here earlier, I adamantly told them 3 times to 3 different police officers that I'm not pressing charges against my son. He's my son. I can't do that.
And don't get me wrong. This might be. We're not saying that to worry you or anything else. And you can come. Hold on.
I go to my brothers for counsel, man, and I want to say,
Lee, fuck, hear me out, bro.
I am, brother. Trust me.
Here is that like if you come up as a character witness for all of that and be like, look, my son had a bad night. This is what happened, and I need to do this to get him out of here. Please don't. And if he hadn't been in like any major trouble before, all will be good and forgiven.
Listen, even if he has been in major trouble.
Zach, hold on.
Gotcha.
I'm giving this.
I got you.
Go ahead. One time, boys. I love your advice. Believe me. I'm seeking all the counsel I can right now.
I'm telling you a different example, okay? So I had the first time I dealt with this aspect, completely different deal. But I had a ex-girlfriend that wanted to get pills desperately. She had made up her mind she was going to do everything in her power to get me to, quote, beat on her or whatever, so she could go to the hospital, fake a neck injury or whatever, and go to the hospital to get pills.
You know, I've been there before.
That happened to me when I was 18, and I did not, the only thing I did was hold her from beating on my Jeep with a fucking bat. That's the only thing that I ever did, was restrain her from, I didn't hit her, I didn't slap her around, I didn't throw her around, none of that. I just...
Whatever, dude. You're a man. You sexually assaulted her. Up one way and down the other.
Yeah.
Don't you know what the parlance of our
By
times?
accident,
But I held hold on, and when I was done with that, I went in the house of my buddy's house that I was at. She went out to her car, cut her legs with a knife, and then called. And I had to go get a lawyer and fucking get out of that. And she dropped the charges, and the state picked them up and said yada yada yada. And once you have somebody that's a witness and or a quote victim, I say that with quotation marks, a victim that won't testify against you or and ruin your life, which I'm sure is the same case with your son. It's not going to ruin your life over this, and you will drop.
Worried about that shit, man. Don't I do enough ruining of my own life on my own? I mean, come on.
But I'm saying that, like, that shit happens, and it becomes, don't get me wrong, like, legally it's fucked up, but it gets resolved in pretty short manner, and he might have to go to, like, anger management, like, quote unquote anger management classes, court mandated, you know what I mean, which could do him some good too.
Yeah,
but
it could. I can't completely discount that. It's just,
I'm just saying that's the way that usually, man. His life ain't gonna be
out of
ruined
the situations
from,
that I've seen here, like I've known 4 different guys that were involved in like domestic shit, and only one of them handled it this way, and that guy didn't do any time whatsoever. And the way that went down is that, like, no, they refused to testify, but also they wrote an affidavit explaining what it was that happened, and explaining that, hey, this was a family issue. We don't want anybody else involved. We've handled this already internally. And, you know, it will only compound the situation, only make it worse if this is what goes on.
Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, and if you were to write an affidavit, I'm telling you right now, like, I don't think that there would be an issue at all. I think that it would, like, but you do have to realize that most states, they pick it the fuck up.
Dude, when they came in, I was split the fuck open and blood pouring down my fucking face. It was literally squirting all over the house. It's not an issue of what,
well, like I said,
I didn't do anything wrong.
You go through when it's an internal family issue, you go through anything that you can do to get your boy back.
Contact his lawyer. If they give him a state attorney, whatever, contact him and write an affidavit.
Said to me, she was asking my age. She's like, "How old are you?" I said 6'28", 76. She's like, 6'28", too old to be dealing with this shit, right? I was like, "You're goddamn right. All I want is my kids back. I want the kids that I raised." And what I saw today was not what I raised, dude.
Dude, don't fucking beat yourself up. I can tell you're really beating yourself up over it. But hey, let's hold on. I'm telling you.
As a parent, you gotta sit back and go, shit.
Lee,
what did I do wrong to make my one kid fucking turn this fucked?
Lee, this shit happens to everybody of our ilk, okay? Yeah. So listen, hey, brother, shut up and listen to me. Shut up and listen.
Yes, dear.
I love you, and you're okay. Your boy's gonna be okay. But whatever happens legally from here on out, fucking just make sure that your boy is okay, you know, and you can go through these motions. You can go through, hold on. You can go through these motions and you can get it fucking handled and taken care of. And there's going to be very minor repercussions. And like I said, he might have to go to court mandated fucking anger management classes. And if this is something that, if he's not constantly in trouble, then this is something that the courts will allow and will actually probably more than likely do him some good. And my stance has always been taken anytime you want to try to take the title, motherfucker, because I'm the meanest motherfucker.
I gotta tell you, dude, like, I really gotta tell you. Yeah, hey, like, yeah. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no motherfucker, because I am the baddest motherfucker in the valley. That's totally fucking fine.
That's exactly what my father told me all my life. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, because I am the
baddest
motherfucker that ever walked through the valley. And you could, oh, fuck sakes.
No, I mean, here's my deal, dude. I think the most fucked up thing, and I think it's something that fucking sucks. I get it. I understand. Like, I understand even more so where you're at, because of the fact that I feel, dude, my only son is 3.5 years old, and I'm fucking terrified, because I'm at the point where I'm like, nah, dude, fuck. One day I'm gonna have to face him. And I don't mean it like I'm gonna have to face him, like I'm gonna have to talk to him. I mean, like, no, like, I know who I am, and I know that, yeah.
Call me one day, you know.
One day I'm gonna have to beat his ass, and I don't want to fucking do it. And so, like, that's one of my things that I like. Hey, look, dude, I get it. But it sounds like you got a son that, like, look, dude. I mean, here's the deal. It's either you beat his ass or the state does, and you'd much rather do it yourself. And I get that. And it means no more serious. This is gonna hurt me more than it hurts you.
When I had to turn to my daughter and you know, call the cops because I had blood squirting out of my fucking head.
Yeah.
And he was still swinging. Yeah. At that point in time, he stopped looking at me as dad.
Yeah.
And I think.
No. By the way.
I'm going to be honest with everybody around here, man. That's the big thing that's hurting me most. Is my heart is fucking broken.
Yeah. That's a more emotional thing for a dad. I get that. That.
But it's fucked. It's fucked. I mean, sit there and actually, and you guys know me, man. I wouldn't call the fucking cops if I was shot and fucking dying.
Goddamn right. Yeah, I get it.
But I'd turn to my fucking daughter and go, call 911.
Yeah.
No, I mean, what do you do at that fucking situation? I get it, dude.
And he's out of control. And that's, I'll be completely honest with you, dude. That's the worst thing I've ever had to do in my life. My old son has been there for me through everything. I mean,
I know. Has it been tight?
Divorce, else, man. I mean, me and him have been closer than all my other kids. And
look, hey, don't be. Hey, listen, look at it.
It's been a real shot in the fucking dick.
Lee, hear me out. Hold on for a second. Hear me out.
Anymore. I mean, come on.
Sometimes your best friends need the best ass whooping, and I know that sucks.
This is also a good learning lesson for him too. You know?
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I know you don't think of that right now, and you're fucking down on yourself, and I would be too, man. I couldn't say that I'd be in any different of a situation than you are right now, but it's.
I really do. I feel like I didn't do enough, and my daughters and everything keep telling me, and Brenda and everybody keeps telling me, no, you've done more than enough. And
well, look, we're trying to talk. Look, you're
just don't. I do. I just don't feel like
we're talking you down off the fucking ledge right now, but I'm telling you, it's like, you know, that might be fucking good news for him too. You know, even though you feel like shit, you didn't fail him, because I know we've had him on the shows time in and time out, and he's a good kid, but sometimes shit gets fucked up. So sometimes we just got to realize that sometimes life gets fucked up. But what do you do with those lessons when shit gets real? What do you do with that? And I believe, the
Keeping it real goes wrong, bro.
the little I know about your boy is that
that hurts so much.
Lee, the little I know about your boy and from what he's been, active with us and what we've done, this will be a teaching lesson for him. It was for me at the time. It was like, fuck, I gotta fucking figure some shit out, man. So shit just got real, and you realize that your emotions got the best of you, and inner family turmoil. Fucking, it's not really, it's not like you no wife type.
Listen, man. Hey, look, dude. Sitting in county jail is a fucking real come to Jesus fucking time in your head too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Nah, but I mean, like, seriously though, even if he's been there fucking 12 times, like, sitting in there this time is this is the first time that his pops called the fucking cops on him. You know what I mean? So there's gonna be something he's dealing with in there.
You know what? That's the one thing that I hope that reverberates with him, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to.
No, I mean, it could be that he could be wasting his time in there, sitting there and thinking about how much of an asshole his dad is for calling the cops on him, and that's totally fucking. Hey, listen, that shit happens too, and understand that if that is the case,
too. That's the whole thing.
Person in the ass and not even have the goddamn common courtesy to give him a reach around.
How could I possibly call the fucking police on my children? And
hey, look, dude, when they fucking start beating you in the head with a fucking skateboard.
I tell you what, when he's endangering, hold on, Lee,
like I do in the Wolverine days, man. It's
when he's endangering you and your other children.
Yeah.
I know it sucks because you want you to. I know you, dude. You love all your children the same, and you recognize them as equal individuals. But when it's like this is a menacing factor at this point, and he's endangering not only my other kid, and these are all grown ass fucking people, and myself at the same time. You got to fucking make a judgment call on that, and I get that, dude. I get it. It sucks. I'm not saying.
Why do I regret it so much? I mean, I know it had to be done. I know it was the right thing to do, but fuck, dude. I'd rather have a fucking knife in my gut and have some stupid fucking smiley smiling in my face while he twisted it than to feel.
I know, but hey, everybody's got to listen. You got to understand this is also a fucking what do you call it? A rite of passage. You understand, Zach? You know what I'm talking about. This is a rite of passage. Okay, so you don't need to beat yourself up as much as you need to realize that hopefully he's beating himself up and comes out of.
If he's not, dude, like I mean, I'm gonna keep fucking circling back around to this, but no, dude, if he's not beating himself up, you might need to, and I know that sucks. Like, I get that, like, but I mean, that's just kind of the fucking case. Like, it really is. It sucks, but if you gotta understand too that
enough.
Yeah, I mean, if that's in his head, if that's what it is, and he needs somebody to show him that he's not the baddest motherfucker in the valley, then that might be the fucking case. You know what I mean?
I've said this all the time. Like I said, anytime you're ready to take the title, and so there's an aspect that
the title's still mine, and that's
right. I understand.
That's like secondary to me at this point in time. Although you bring up a good point because
I know you're all fucked up about this, but like I said, my kids aren't of that age, and for me and my dad went through enough time without each other that like I already knew that my dad was the baddest motherfucker on the planet, and he's not one to fuck with because even at my age and his age, he could fucking take me out in 2 seconds. My dad's 56 years old, and he'll fucking take me out.
My dad fucking tried each other multiple times, and
well, I'm just saying, I never had that.
Still,
I never
he was my dad. He always had my respect.
Right, exactly. Like I always had enough respect and I had enough time without my dad, and we missed each other terribly for, different circumstances.
Yeah,
But
my dad died before I could give him the fucking disrespect that I should have. You know what I mean? Like it's not, so I got you. Like I'm with that. Like it fucking totally did.
No, he's got a point. There really is, and I was when to my dad, I was closest to my dad when it came up to it. But
right,
there are certain things that I didn't say to my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I respected my dad a little bit more than that.
Yeah,
Just
dude.
a bit more than I respected myself. Because
Yeah, I mean, at 19, dude, I would have challenged my father, and my father would have beat the fuck out of me. But I never got that ass beaten, and it made me be an asshole for a couple fucking more years than I should have been.
My beat the bloody fucking shit out of me when I got old enough to start challenge.
Yeah,
And
no, my dad died when I was 14, so he didn't get that fucking opportunity.
like Zach's dad died. Hold on. Yeah, you overlapping us there, killer. I'm trying to put all this in context for all of us. Is that Zach's dad died like the last time that I saw my dad for like 6 years in his life, So it was like this aspect of like, man, I'd have anything to have that shit back. So I went through my whole like being a man shit time, like trying to learn how to be a man shit, like not having him. So when it all got to come full circle, you're going, okay, this is I understand now. I get where this is and whatever, etc.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't catch a good ass whip until I was like 17 years old, and that was probably about fucking 4 or 5 years too late. Like I'd already spent a good 5 years thinking I was fucking amazing, so I didn't even fucking get, that catching one ass whipping at 17. I probably should have caught about 4 of them at 15.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not.
Hey, you want to find out what I did for my kids?
My dad, all our lives growing up, did his best not to ever lay a hand on us. He hated it. Simply because of when you fuck up with my grandpa, he'd get his ass beat.
Right.
Anytime he ever laid a hand on us was when we really crossed that fucking line.
Yeah.
That's how it was. All our lives. He'd rip us a new ass, for sure. But never.
Yeah, I mean, I got my dad, fucking whipped my ass and shit like that, but not like beat my ass.
Zach of the last generation of like getting real tearing ass whoopings.
Yeah, but even then, like, I mean, there was no like
rare. It was rare.
Don't get me wrong. Like even then, like, yeah, I didn't get my like, and when I say that I got my ass beat, like, no, I mean, what ended up happening was I got way too cocky, and I got into a fight with about 3 dudes, and they handed me about 3 dudes worth of an ass whipping, and
back on it, you go, it was justifiable because like that was definitely an ass whooping, fucking worthy.
Yeah, and I needed that though. I mean, like that's not even a fucking like the universe handed me that because
every kid needs an ass whooping, man. It's just saying, why do you got to wait until you're like 22 years old to all of a sudden decide, oh wait, now I want to challenge the old man.
That's what we're getting to.
I gotta say, man, 22 years old is about probably the perfect fucking age that I would have told my fucking dad, to be honest with you. Like, that I would have told my dad, like, nah, dude, I think I'm big enough. Fucking go ahead and pull up your dick beaters. Let's fucking go, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, it would have been about that point.
I waited till he's 22. So.
Yeah, I mean, and that's
about that as much as it is going like. Every fucking dude has that thing. And there's things about my dad, even though I went 7 years without seeing it. Zach lost his father at 14. I didn't see my dad until I was 20.
I bombed my dad at 14. So.
Well, I'm just saying that.
Yeah, but you obviously, I mean, like, no, but I mean, from what you've explained, your relationship with your dad was much different.
Beers and drinks afterwards. That was theirs. It was
no, and so that's where I think that. I think that line was drawn with you differently because of the fact that, like, with my father, like, I didn't. My dad was never brutal to me, right? Like my dad was never like my dad. Like I caught spankings and shit like that as a kid.
Disciplinarian. It was just Nary
my
in it.
dad died at when I was 14, and my thing is that I would have challenged him, but it wouldn't have been a challenge. It would have been me going, "Hey, look, dude, you've never really put that fear of God into me, so I'm gonna try and fuck you up now."
I would have
My dad,
to be quite honest, my old man did put that fear of God in me, and I still
Yeah.
fucking challenged him, and that's what my brothers, at least one brother, fucking hates about me nowadays is that I was the only one that stood up to the old man. I was the only one.
for
Look,
me,
you drunk bastard! For fuck's sakes, man.
I always knew that my dad was just a badder motherfucker than I could ever fucking fuck with, and that's something that I could say 5, 15, or 25, or 35. My dad will fucking wear me out at a moment's notice should that ever happen to occur. It has, because we have a very good relationship and we went so long without seeing each other and we love each other and we got a good thing going on, me and my pop, you know what I mean? But there's aspects about him as a person that I don't particularly care for, but it ain't like I would ever get into an ass whooping thing.
Yeah, and I never had that towards my dad. I mean, yeah, my dad whooped my fucking ass, but shit, man, I was failing out of fucking 8th grade and fucking other stupid dealing drugs and all the other stupid shit that I did when I was a kid.
You were fucking up.
Well, see, and I mean that's what's crazy, dude.
I would whoop their ass too.
No, I mean, you saying that, it's hilarious because, like, no shit, man. I mean, with you, what you're saying, like, no joke, dude. The week before my father went into the hospital, and like, I didn't really have like a life conversation with him after he went into the hospital, right? But the week before he went into the hospital, like, he was talking to the security guard that was an off-duty cop at his job, right? And the off-duty cop told him about this place called Acid Park, right, that I was hanging out at. And he was like, wait a second, your kids, he was like, wait, that park over there? He was like, they call that Acid Park, right? And my dad's like, what? And he's like, yeah. And so my dad comes, I'm like, dude, I come home one day and my dad's like, so did you have fun at Acid Park today? And I was like, do what? And he's like, yeah, the park right over there that y'all call Acid Park. And in my head, I'm like, who the fuck told this motherfucker, right? Like, and like, no, and my dad's like, hey, listen, dude, I can see it right now while I'm talking to you. Your eyes are fucking bloodshot. And listen, you're 14 years old. You're getting to the point now where I can beat you like a fucking man. I'm not fucking kidding you. You keep acting this way. You keep doing this shit, and I'm going to fuck you up. And and that was the, like, and so, dude, a week later, he went into the hospital, and within a month, and within a month, he was dead, right? So it was like a fucking boom, 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 and it was gone. And now to me, like, at later on when I was hitting that, like, 18 years old and shit.
Sticks with you though, don't it?
Yeah, no, and I remember it. I remember the look in his eyes. I remember the fucking tone of his voice. I remember everything about it, right? And so now I forgot that, like, which is such a corny thing, right? But from the Dark Tower series of Stephen King, right? Like the whole "you forgot the face of your father" thing, right? Like,
fuck, holy shit.
Yeah, no fucking joke, dude. Like I remember that moment where I remembered the face of my father, right? Like, I remember that moment where I was like, holy fuck, dude, who are you? Like, who do you think you are? Don't you remember this man who fucking gave you all the values and everything that you fucking claim to want to be now, right? That guy that gave you that shit, you forgot about that for this long. And here's the thing, dude, your son, like, yeah, dude, he's not thinking about that right now, but it is eventually going to come to him. You didn't raise it. He may be going down a different path than you. But still, your son. And
that's
so
the thing.
that shit's
Like,
going to stick with him.
Well, maybe that's the thing that's like breaking my heart right now is that, I know in a few years he's going to sit there and go, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. You hold on. Point blank period, because we got to wrap the show up too. Point blank period. Lee, you have full confidence that your son will turn full circle and inevitably
it just
go.
Won't be when you want it to be.
Yeah,
I've had that for a very long time now. I didn't expect what happened tonight, man.
Okay,
yeah, really.
But do you have full confidence in how you raised your children that
yes,
that will inevitably be a thing?
Yes, and I do have one of the children to back me up on that.
Yep.
Congratulations. It's gonna be okay. Because I
Well,
see
I gotta say, with that, then you've done a good job.
Yeah, you done a good job. And D, dude, I know you're fucked up about it right now, man. But I hope you put your head on the fucking pillow tonight and fucking feel confident in that. I know you're fucked up about it, man. This is the most fucked up I've ever seen you over shit, like
Yeah, no
real
doubt.
shit. You know. So, but I want
I'm
you to
probably
hear.
fucking with you more tonight than I usually do, and it's because of the fact that I see that it's fucking hitting you more tonight.
Brothers, I would not have called in and brought this to the show tonight if I didn't have confidence in you two that you would, fucking at least give me a little bit of clairvoyance or a little bit of clearance.
It's a great fucking.
I don't care what fucking type of worst case Ontario. What are you gonna do? Tell me to fuck up?
Dude, fucking yeah, Rocket Appliances aside, dude. Fucking, it's all good. I'm telling you. I know you're fucked up about this right now, but I want you hold on. I know you want to ramble. I'm just telling you because we got the show up. I want to fucking leave you with clarity, sir. Okay, so I want to leave you with clarity and tell you that I love you and everything's gonna be cool. All right. So if you're as confident in that, I know you're fucked up about this shit right now, but if you're as confident as I see that you are, and how you raise your kids, all will be good, man. All right. So don't get too fucked up about inside your own head about it, because
they ain't found a way to kill me yet, and I'm totally agreeing with both of you boys, man.
Goddamn right.
And there's one reason that I call into the show is because you boys hear me. You know. You speak the same language, man.
We know.
I know I chimed in on a moment of weakness and all that stuff because, look, dude, I trust you guys, okay? And I know that somebody's going to give me an outside perspective of how stupid I am being. It will be Zach and Trip. I know that because I'd rather trust you guys to tell me how dumb I'm being than how dumb.
No.
Listen, hey, I gotta tell you right now, Lee, there's not a whole lot of fucking people that I like. Listen, I respect my elders as far as like yes sir, no sir, that kind of shit. But when it comes down to it, like there's not a whole lot of people that I actually respect that are older than me than you. So actually to see this with you, fucking makes me feel better. Not because
I am just a human fucking being, dude.
No,
I
I realize that. No, and that's why I appreciate it, because of the fact that I get to see your humanity, because of the fact that I get to see how shit affects you, and from a guy that, to be completely honest with you, I see I will very much be in your position when in just a few years, like
yeah,
like
probably.
no, I appreciate that from you, like, and I appreciate the openness, I appreciate the actual fucking the realness of you. So and it's not,
Dude, I ain't never tried to be anything but fucking honest with everybody every time I've ever been on there everywhere, and I feel really fucking ashamed, to be quite honest, after to bring
you
my
shouldn't, dude. You shouldn't. You
I'm
shouldn't.
not.
I understand that you're going to, regardless of what we
Well,
say. But I mean, you shouldn't.
It's gotten down to this point in time in my life, Zach, that I don't trust too many people. As a matter of fact, I don't trust more than 5 fingers worth of people.
Yeah,
and
fuck, dude. Yeah.
have to keep up 2 of them. And I really, really, really apologize for bringing this on Post Politics.
Man, it's a good conversation, dude.
It's a great show without my stupid ass bringing my personal problems
Nah,
into
I
the
gotta be honest with you, man. Like, hey, dude, I look, dude. I mean, me and Trip have said this multiple times, man. More than anything, fucking Post Politics is our own personal little fucking therapist session, man. It really is.
Yeah.
And to tell you the truth, man, like, no, this entire conversation right here, like, was more productive for
this shit right here.
This shit right here, dog? I mean, really, like, I mean,
guys are
I
my
appreciate it,
and I
I
don't
appreciate the fuck out of it, man.
that will listen to me. So
Well, listen, okay. The point being, as we wrap the show up tonight, Lee is much more than just an extra in the Thriller video from '83. Okay, so
come on now.
He is a full-fledged, good to know dude. You know, aside from his accolades and his credits as, of course, Werewolf number 3 in the Thriller video.
I'm really tired of, dude. I've built my entire life of like not liking motherfuckers from the north, and I'm really tired of meeting people from Iowa that are awesome. Like, I'm fucking sick of it. I'm fucking sick of meeting motherfuckers from Iowa that are cool as shit.
I just can't help how cool I am. Yeah.
Right, listen, guys.
Christ, you know how hard it is to talk with Bruce Ribs? God damn it.
All right, well, and like I said, hey,
fucking 8 months of prison with fucking broken ones, dude. I feel you. Every bit of it.
Final,
Brother, I love you so much.
Final thoughts. Thoughts and prayers, first off.
Oh, God damn it.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves. Rhode Island is neither a road nor an island. Disgust. But we
I'd really rather never be anywhere on any night that you guys broadcast than with Post Politics with Trip and Zach, because you guys bring out the best fucking radio shows. It doesn't even have to include me and my selfish bullshit. You guys bring it out the best every fucking week. Man, I love you so much.
I love you. I love you too, brother. And like I said, fucking lay your head on that fucking pillow. Realize this too shall pass. And your boy will get fucking the shit that he needs to put into perspective of how life works and how family dynamics work. You're confident. If you're confident in how you raised him and what I know of him, the times that he's been on air with us, fucking, I'm confident pretty much too that it will all come to pass, and he'll get a fucking new lesson in life, and hopefully everything fucking is working out. You know, Jesus at the end of the day. So,
Jesus.
It's
you
all
fucking asshole, don't make me laugh. Ah.
So, much love.
Oh, Jesus.
Thoughts and prayers. It's all Jesus. All right. So,
all right, I love you, motherfuckers.
Yeah, we'll catch you, motherfuckers, Wednesday night. You know what time it is. You know what it's been. Thank you, Lee Pierre, for sharing with us. And
dude, got something to say about it. That's better say it to me first. And guess what? I swing.
Yeah. Hey, dude, I'm telling you, you got at least 2 motherfuckers standing in front of you, bro. We got this. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Everybody keep your head up. We'll see you next fucking, well, we'll see you in the middle of this week.
Yeah.
Last night I dug your picture out from our old dresser drawer. I set it on the table and I talked to it till 4. I read some more love letters right up till the break of dawn. Yeah, I've been sitting alone, digging up bones. And I went through the jewelry.